how long till you bring your date or your family to a Thanksgiving event? What's your take on that, Tatiana?
I think it depends on your family. Like, if you know they're gonna be all up in your business, like, is this the one? Like, they're gonna be asking you all kind of questions, like the severity of the relationship. You probably don't want to just bring anybody to meet your family. First of all, that's
Mhm.
kind of disrespectful. But if it's someone that you regard as someone you care about, someone you could see yourself having a future with, maybe there's no time limit on that. Maybe
Right.
like if it's someone y'all had really good quality dates that first month and like just happened to be in October and now it's November going on Thanksgiving. So why not bring that person to dinner? But if
Mhm.
you're not sure about where you guys are going, even if there is a time on it, I mean, after a certain number of months, if you still wishy-washy about this person anyway, why are you still wasting your time with them?
Right.
But here we are. Let this be maybe the test for you. Like, how serious am I really about this person? Would I bring them with me for real to Thanksgiving? So maybe it's a question someone who really has someone should ask themselves. Yeah, what you think, Jay?
Oh man, I think when you start talking about inviting people over to meet the family, it's getting real. Like it's getting real. Like I personally would not just invite anybody over to meet my family. And to be completely honest, I wouldn't want to be caught off guard by somebody inviting me over to go and hang out with their family over the holidays, especially if it's somebody that I'm dating. I feel like if I'm in a relationship, I'm more than likely going to say yes, either to being a guest of somebody else's or inviting a young lady over to meet my family. But if it's
Mm-hmm.
just dating, unless we've been at it for a while, I probably would steer clear of doing that personally. But that's just me.
What's a while though? Like, what if you met that person this year? Would that be too soon for you to bring them to Thanksgiving, or would it be like has to be a certain number of time for you?
I would say kind of going back to what you were saying, like if I started dating somebody, let's say in like August or like end of summer, and we're coming close to this November time, if me and her are vibing, by that time, I think I would do it. Even if we weren't in an official relationship, if we both were vibing, if things were, heading in that direction, then I
Yeah.
think I would totally be open to doing that. I think that would be my exception. But I would say this, I have to definitely be feeling her, and I feel like I would have to have a pretty good sense of her family, especially if I'm going to, meet her family in particular. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right.
So let's see what our viewers are saying. What's up, Cynthia? We see you out there watching. What's up, Hungry Millennial? We appreciate you tuning in. Tiffany, thank you so much. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Definitely let us know what you think. Would you go to somebody else's family for Thanksgiving? And if so, like how long have y'all been together before you say yes to that?
It's a good question to start us off.
Yeah, I mean, holidays are an interesting time. I think it can
Mm-hmm.
bring out the best and the worst of people. I feel
Right.
like it can definitely let you know whether or not somebody takes you serious, or at least that's my perspective. I feel like going to the holidays with somebody means that we're pretty serious or heading in that direction. What does it mean for you? Do you feel like, nah, you ain't got to be serious to be going out there together?
For me, it would be like I would take it seriously because at this point, my family's kind of expecting me to be more serious. I
Mm.
I don't think they wouldn't be thrown off or offended if I brought something casual, but they would definitely ask me a bunch of questions. So to ignore all that interrogation, I'll just wait till someone serious that I want to bring around them.
Right, that's real. And I see we got Tanisha in the building. What's up, Tanisha? I definitely want to know
Hey.
what you guys think. Let us know how y'all feel about this whole going to Thanksgiving with your boo or, with a new boo. And I'm curious, do you or have you heard of any like horror stories or, any friends that took somebody to their family's house and they regretted it? Like, man, I shouldn't have did that.
No, thankfully, I haven't heard any horror stories from people I know.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, Tiffany just said she would say at least 6 months and must be potentially in a serious relationship. I can totally rock with that. I
I
can
can feel
totally rock.
that.
That makes sense to me. I feel like you've let enough time go by, and at the
Hmm.
same time, you're heading in the right direction with this person.
See, Tiffany put a number on it with the 6 months. So if we do the math, that means that that person was before cuffing season started. So that means there's
Well
potential
before.
that, yeah, so that means that they're potentially serious. It's not just a fling or someone to have and hold because it's cold
Mhm.
outside. So, interesting point there too.
Right. And that brings something else up to mind, right? We kind of get into the whole dynamic of what we talked about last week about initiating dates, conversations versus dates being initiated. As a woman, Tatiana, how do you feel with regards to this? Would you feel like it would be on the man to say, "Hey, I'm inviting you over to the family," or would you invite a man and say, "Hey, I want you to come and meet the family this year"?
It depends. It depends. I don't like to have to say it depends, but there's like no cut way how this goes.
Right.
So it would be nice to be invited. I don't want to have to invite myself to anybody's situation. We could talk
Mhm.
about, yeah, so keep it open. Like, hey, what are your plans for Thanksgiving? What do you and your family usually do? Stuff like that. I think by that point, you should get a gauge of how he or how she is around their family.
Right.
So that might give you a hint as to if they may want you around because they're
Mhm.
trying to protect you, or they don't want you around because their family's going through some stuff right now, and
Right.
let's just take it easy.
Nah, that's real. That's real. And I see Ebony, she got the emojis. So my question is, Ebony, is that like you sweating bullets because you like, nah, I'm not really trying to invite nobody over the family, or I'm not trying to meet his family because I don't know what's going on in their household. Let us know a little bit more about what the emojis mean, Ebony. I would love to hear that. Tanisha says, I would take an invite to the family's house as being serious. I don't have a
Hmm.
time limit on it though. And I agree. I think it's serious, man, when you invite
Yeah,
somebody to meet the family. For real.
yeah, for sure. If you just met that person, I would definitely be like, oh, wait a minute. No.
Right,
Like
right.
if I met them this month, I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah, I see what you're saying.
that would be way too soon. Like
Yeah.
if I just met you in November and 2 weeks later you're like, come on over. I mean, it's different if you like, I made a plate for you, I hook you up with some grub, but like actually coming through, that's a little bit different.
Ooh, you know what? That sounds like a good plot for a romantic comedy. I need to write some notes.
Please, you
Get
writing
my
a book.
notes.
Yo, you might add that. That might be a scene in the book.
Yeah.
So Cynthia says, this is superficial, but I would invite him to visit my family because I know the food is going to be good. Yo, when you know,
Yes.
and I mean, I'm gonna just say as a man, I definitely wouldn't be mad if you know the food is gonna be good. Now, this is the thing though. Y'all know when it comes to some people's family, they think that the food is through the moon, all through the roof, and it's the best thing you ever had. But then when you have it, you're like, oh, this is what you was talking about. So like, I will hope that if you bragging on the food, it gotta meet it. It gotta meet the qualifications for sure.
Exactly.
So with that being said, Cynthia, I'm curious, would you be hesitant if you did go over to another guy's house or to your man's house and eat the food there? Like, are you a picky eater? Like, I'm curious. Are y'all
Hmm.
curious about like, nah, I don't know them like that. I might not be eating that much over here. What's your take on that, Tatiana?
I think if you just know what you want to eat, and if stuff looks crazy, like it's set up poorly, and it looks like it's been made by people who were sick. I don't know. Like you just
Right.
gotta kind of make it work. You want to be polite, right? But you don't want to
Right.
be flat out like, "Oh, this is nasty." Just take what you can, and
Yo,
just
that's
kind of
real. So Tiffany says, I have my fiance's ex-wife surprisingly come to Christmas dinner.
whoa,
She was supposed to drop off his daughter, but stayed trying to make me uncomfortable.
oh,
Yeah. See, that's
wow.
not where it's at.
Now we competing on Christmas though. That's rude.
Right, right. Some people be trying to bring the drama, man. Trying to bring the drama.
Mm-mm-mm.
So Tanisha says, "Oh no, not if it's just you two to 2 months ago." She said, "It doesn't have to be a year though." Right, right. Two
I
months,
know
I
that's
think, is a
right.
little bit
Yeah.
soon,
Hmm.
and a year, yeah, not to doesn't have to necessarily be a year. Doesn't
Right.
have to be. So my man, the hungry millennial, what's up, Tommy? He says you can't eat everybody food, fam, and that's real. You cannot.
It's true.
You cannot. I'm curious.
That's
Have y'all
Bible,
ever
actually.
had some bad experiences?
Yeah, that's Bible. You don't want to end up with food poisoning because you wanted
Right.
to please the grandma. Because yeah,
Not at
we're
all.
not.
Not at all. Tanisha says she's a picky eater, so she would get small portions just in case she got to put that napkin over the
That's smart.
plate.
That's smart,
Fact.
Tanisha.
She's smart. She's smart with it. And Tiffany says, at the Hungry Millennial, I agree, can't eat everybody's food. And that's facts. That's facts.
Hmm.
You cannot. You cannot.